WAYNESUCKS.
News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk with Neil, call 751-WIOD in Dade, 524-WIOD in Broward. Outside the 305 area code, it's toll-free, 1-800-944-WIOD. And Cellular One customers can call pound IOD at no charge. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
Neil, God.
Neil, God.
Eugene, dinner time!
Oh, no, another night of cheap Italian food in a can.
Yo, man, check it out.
Who are you?
It's me, Homeboy ID.
What?
Yo, man, toss out to the Skettios and get down with some Homeboy ID Sketty hoes. You know what I'm saying?
You got a can opener?
Yeah. Whoa. Yo, man, and Homeboy ID got all kinds of stuff, and it's all made homie style.
Oh, boy.
It's Homeboy ID, and ain't no little service neither. You can feed the whole crew with our all-new gang-size can.
Well, gee, that's large.
Come on, man. Get with the plan and get the food in the can that tastes like the food in the can.
Homeboy ID. Drive by and pick some off. The shelf.
So anyway, you ought to see this. Jennifer is in, and I'm not talking about fat Jennifer. I'm talking about our own lovely Jennifer Ramis in the other room, checking out some of that beautiful stuff that we got in the mail. And she said,
It just keeps getting bigger.
and wait till she sees the other one. She'll look at that and say,
Yank it, baby.
Anyway, we're doing Screenless here. We'll be talking to Don Cherry about the bottom of the hour, so we'll like really tighten up this hour and do like a lot of commercials back to back and stuff like that. What is it?
You just can't beat this celebrity meat.
Oh, man.
Can't beat that gator meat.
This, I'm telling you, she was on that Passion Phones. We'd have 110 share. Even people who don't own a radio would put it down that they're listening. I'm telling you right now. That Aaron Summers couldn't lick Jennifer's asparagus. WIOD.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're finally going to get rid of these 90-year-old heavyweight champs, huh?
Like?
Well, Tyson's getting out next month.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, March 25th.
Well, isn't that exciting? Can't wait.
How come you're so anti-basketball?
Because it's boring.
Oh.
Because it's a bunch of 7-foot freaks jamming a ball down a basket. It's not exciting. It's not interesting. There's very little skill involved. It just does nothing for me.
All right.
You can only spread yourself around so thin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Take care.
See ya. Now, what did you do with that? Did she run away with that? I don't think we'll ever see it again. I think Jennifer eloped with that brochure. She can do better than that. She can get the real thing. Trust me when I tell you. What did she say to that one picture of Rick Schroeder?
Want a lollipop, little boy?
WIOD.
Paul Lyle.
Paul Lyle. Now we're talking. Paul Lyle. These guys that got the old tapes out there, can you hear that? That was with the bird on the thing. And George, by the way, was over the weekend, had a real exciting weekend listening to old tapes when the bird was on the show. Yeah, said he has never heard anything worse in his life. And I still say the bird was fine on Zeta. We had a great show in the morning on Zeta with Caprita and me, and we kept the bird in its place, in its cage. But when he came over here, it was a disaster just waiting to happen, and it did. And then I remember after we dumped him off the show, after I dumped him off this show, I remember going through like the Spanish Inquisition, literally. I had all these Julios call, did you say to the bird, did you tell the bird that he was doing this wrong? Did you say to the bird? I'll never forget that. All these little dictatorial assholes out there telling me what I should do, how I should run the show, run my life. Stick it, Pally. Go get a life, okay, would be a good start. Did I say to the bird? I'll give you a bird. Oh, and speaking of Jennifer almost biting off my finger, what is the name of that bit that Skylar does?
Best of Meals.
Best of Meals. We better play that. Not the best of Neil, but the best of Meals. Fits in for Jennifer perfect, okay, you bird brain. WIOD.
Neil.
Yes.
First-time caller.
All right.
Just calling in response to that Burger King
Yeah?
person at Burger King.
Is it alive?
Well, I guess so. It is the guy who called, I can't believe he couldn't tell, but it is a guy. I've been there a few times, I guess wishing it was a woman.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frightening.
What do you mean by that? It's, in other words, it's a guy who's so pretty that he looks like a woman?
No, it is frightening.
Oh.
It is really frightening.
I don't understand. Well, you said you wish that it was a woman.
No, I don't wish. I think he wishes. He wishes it was a woman. Dresses like a woman, makeup, everything.
Oh, I see. And it's a guy in drag?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and
Burger King is hiring drag kings?
I guess so.
Oh, I thought he would have gone to work at Dairy Queen instead. Thanks for the good news, Pally.
Okay.
Bottoms up. Okay. Well, I guess you can have your meat and... It's 10 past noon at WIOD.
Hank Goldberg,
So anyway, we're expecting Phil Salzman to call any second now, and the food is here. We want to thank Boone again profusely. There's enough food here to feed the Chinese army. What? What? One open line in Dade and one in Broward. Boy, this is good. What? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
I'm just sitting here, and you're over there cackling. I think Calder was right about you.
Just relax.
What, Bird? Here, give me your finger. Now stick your finger in this piece of pita bread, okay?
Okay. Ow!
Man, I just bit your finger off, and you're still laughing. And you know what? It's not bad. You got 9 more of these, right?
Yes.
Yeah, put a little melted mozzarella on this, and you really got something.
Yes. That was the best part. Nice going, Schuyler. Whatever happened to Jim Schuyler? Did he run away and make his fortune, or he get smart and get out of this business? Let's do Dade County, WIOD.
Yeah, can I speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Neil?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, last week I gave you a call. It was like, it wasn't a screenless call, but it was one of those calls you said to talk about anything.
Yeah.
And I plugged my business, and it got really good.
Come on.
I wanted to plug it again.
You plugged it?
Yeah, well, yeah, you plugged it for me.
I'll bet you did.
Yeah.
Wow, what happened? You got a call or something?
Well, yeah, I got 3 calls. I did 3 jobs from that plug.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
A window tinting call. And
Yeah, right, of course. This is the guy who comes and tints your windows.
Yeah.
And you come right to them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, you never told me if you had tint on your car.
No, I don't want no tint. I like smiling back at everybody, waving my cigar and saying you're number 1. I like that.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
I got nothing to hide. What I got, you couldn't hide anyway. Forget it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give yourself a thing, man.
All right, here we go again. Rick's Mobile Tinting, 734-7250.
734-7250. Rick's Mobile Tinting.
Yeah,
he'll come to you and he'll tint it for you in your windows, too.
Right, where our motto is, we come to you.
Okay.
All right.
Keep coming,
Neil,
Rick.
Last time I called, I asked you if you can play a Red Bar.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, can you play it this time?
I'll try to forget about it again. I'll see you. See ya.
All right,
bye. I hate those things. That's a Randy thing anyway, those stupid red bar. What are they under? Is it under red? Oh, it is under red. Maybe we can play like a real short one. Oh, we can't play this one. That's bad. That one's really bad. Here's a short one.
Hello?
No, guys, we can sit, please.
Who?
Sid.
What's his name?
Sit down, D-O-W-N.
C-W?
Down. D-O-W-N.
Down?
S-I-D, yeah, sit.
Sit down?
Yeah.
Sit down. Sit down here. No, not here.
Or sit down over here would be good. WIOD.
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
This is your resident, Brian Benning Ball Laws, Joe Sorella Basher.
Yes?
And I just wanted to ask you, did you notice that Bobby Clark grew some balls about a year late and pulls off a huge trade that makes the Flyers look like a halfway decent team?
I think he stuck it to us. I think he knew he was leaving here all along. He lied through his teeth. He gave away Hawgood. And then, of course, he pulled a bonehead thing with that draft pick. And instead of, trading it and getting a top-line player like Ray Shepard or Stevie Yzerman, he goes and gets this kid, Jovanovski, who's not ready for prime time and may never be. And he knew he was getting out of here. I think we ought to file a lawsuit against Bobby Clark.
But do you think it was Bobby Clark? Or you think there might have been greater forces behind
all that? It was Bobby
that?
Clark. Trust me, the man's an idiot. I think he's... And, of course, we just happen to be in the same division, you notice.
Well, I'm
you notice
thinking that maybe Wayne took a look at Yzerman's salary and said, screw this.
There's no question. Hey, there is no question about that. I've been telling you that all along. This guy is not going to pay the kind of salaries to bring a superstar to this team. We got 2 outstanding goalies. You name me one guy we got on that team who's a superstar.
Stewie Barnes.
No, he's a good player, but he's not a superstar.
He's a budding superstar.
But I'm talking about a full-fledged, like an Iserman, a Fedorov, like even this kid Paul Correa that the Ducks drafted. I'm talking about a guy who is beyond a question going to be a big superstar. We ain't got one.
Well, keep your eyes open. Stewie Barnes is going to emerge.
Oh, I love Stu Barnes. He's great. Stu Barnes is God.
But you're right. Everybody else does kind of suck.
No, and I'm not saying the whole team sucks. I'm just saying you got to start building. If you're going to build, you got to go out there and get some real big name somebody. Not some guy from the Vipers, for crying out loud. The Vipers. Well, that's a slap in the puss, man.
And they're dying to get rid of Steve Yzerman, too. They're begging and pleading to get rid of him. And
I'll take him.
Me, too.
Okay.
See ya.
12:18 at WIOD. George.
Hi, this is Erin Summers. Tonight, you need to pick up your passion phone because it's all about your favorite adult films. Plus, we have a special in-studio guest, adult film star Randy West.
Passion Phones with Erin Summers, weeknights 8 till midnight on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD. 10 WIOD. Talk radio for the 90s. The decade, not the age.
It's big, Neil. It's bigger than both of us.
Yeah, I know. 12:21 at WIOD. So anyway, what am I going to do with this other pair? I got a spare pair here. And that kid, Sean, Sean, you're a nice kid and all of that other stuff. I think maybe you better elope with Iron Mike or something over there at the track because he never called. And I got, I was saving that one ticket. I'll call you on my lunch break at noon. He's playing hard to get. I don't know if I can come there. Who cares? I can't deal with that. I mean, I'm doing something nice for people, and they still, we don't know. See, if it was me, if I was living somewhere and it was a hockey game, I don't care who was playing, and I had a chance to get a good seat for free and go there and sit and, in peace and watch a great game, I would grab it, baby. I would grab it immediately. So now I got this pair, and I don't know what the hell to do with them. We got a spare pair. We'll figure it out. WIOD.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to have your pair.
Yeah.
To the game.
What about the tickets?
And the tickets, too.
Who you bringing?
Don't know. Probably my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Please.
And you'll show up?
I will be there. Promise. Section 125, I know where you sit.
Yeah.
I will take them. I will be there happily.
Okay, now you're
Go Panthers.
You're going to have to pick them up here at the front orifice.
At the front orifice?
Right.
You give me directions
Before 5:30. Before 5:30.
Before 5:30.
George will give you all the dope, okay?
Thanks a lot, buddy.
And directions, too. Hang on.
You're the greatest.
Okay. That guy's on 3. No, I just don't want those seats empty. All this crap about, he's trying to recruit young boys up there again. You know something? If Alex Bennett was here and he had hockey tickets, which I'm sure he's too much of a pussy to go to a hockey game, but if Alex Bennett was here and he was trying to go to some sporting event of some kind or to a concert, and he had a bunch of tickets and was trying to pass them out to a bunch of 18-year-old large-breasted young ladies, all these same guys would say, all right, Alex, attaboy, baby. But because we'd like to have a nice bunch of young guys in that row, all of legal age, of course, because we don't want to offend any of these right-wing born-agains, and we're so concerned that everybody is molesting children, which is what they're probably doing, including their parish priest. But then that's a bad deal, okay? I'd like to have some, living and breathing, some vibrant people in that row for a change, instead of sitting next to Woody Graber and his 800-pound gut. Oh, and speaking of Woody Graber, by the way, where's our tickets, baby? And speaking of Jeff Moss, this is now starting to get me aggravated. Today is the 15th of February. We got, 9 games on a schedule that we don't have any tickets yet for, that they're printing new tickets because the dates don't correspond to the old schedule. And the first one of those just happens to be a week from yesterday, 6 days from today, the 21st. And, of course, it'll be harder than hell to get a ticket for that game. The Rangers, the dreaded, the very mediocre this year, thank God, after they shot their wad last year, the mediocre Rangers. The Ranger game on Tuesday, which requires a replacement ticket. Where's Woody Graber with those tickets, George? Inquiring minds want to know. And the other 8 games as well. That really stinks the joint out. WIOD. Is this the line that you're on? WIOD.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to Neil.
Speaking.
This is Neil?
This is Neil.
No, man, I'd like to speak to Neil.
This is he.
No, listen, Neil.
Let me say it again. This is I, yes?
Neil, I want to speak about the legalization of marijuana.
Of marijuana?
Yes.
How long you been working on his voice?
Me? No, not for long. I just a little rip there, Neil.
Deliciously different marijuana. Deliciously different marijuana.
Yeah.
Hey, Neil, I'm just kidding around here. I'm just a homie here from Hialeah here chilling. And I just like to call somebody a douchebag.
Yeah.
He's a big flaming douchebag.
Oh, these are the best, man. I tell you, this show today, they should put this in a space capsule. They should send it all the way as far as Neptune, maybe even to Uranus. WIOD. Hello? Too late. WIOD.
Neil, God.
Yes.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
The rumors about Hyler, I guess they're true.
The rumors about what?
Jay Hyler?
What rumors?
That he's
What
bald.
rumors? That he's bald? Yeah, he's bald and he's ugly. WIOD.
Driving home the music, driving home the news, driving home the sports and weather, all the different views. He'll help you through the traffic. Driving home the music, driving home the news.
See, we don't want mushy quality on the phone, okay?
Driving home the sports and weather.
If we wanted muddy quality, I'd stick my hand over it on the phone,
He'll
too.
help you through the traffic. Share a smile or two.
Oh!
Bob DiCarlo's driving home with you every day.
But
Bob DiCarlo's driving home on someplace special. WIOD.
That's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for inspiring me to play that so we could actually hear it. I like the guys that play, the muddy stuff with it, like an Argyle sock over their thing and on the phone, too. WIOD.
Neil, did you give away your pair?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Sorry. WIOD.
Where's Neil?
Right here.
Oh, Neil.
This is me.
Hey,
This is as good as it gets.
I'm apoplectic because I don't have my tickets for the 21st either yet. I have not received
So,
mine.
in other words, I'm glad you're just the kind of guy I want to speak to. You're a season ticket holder.
Yes, sir.
And they haven't sent them out yet. And Jeff Moss, I'm going to tell you something right now. You are the biggest derelict. He keeps trying to make up by, once in a blue moon, they'll send me a thing saying we got 85,000 empty seats for tonight's game when they're desperate. But generally speaking, we are in the dark. And I want, before we leave here today, I want a definitive word. He told Woody Graber they were going to be mailed out last week. Then Woody saw them, like before the game Saturday or Sunday, one of the weekend games. They're going to be definitely mailed out this week. Well, either the pony got very sick or Jeff, as usual, is full of crap.
If I don't have those tickets in my hand by Friday, there's going to be big problems.
Oh, exactly.
Now listen, Jaromir Jagr's God.
He is.
Last night, I watched the game, and it was just, that team is just, I want to see them play Quebec.
Yeah. Well, they are playing Quebec on either Sunday or Tuesday. They got a big game with Quebec coming up.
Now, is that on any type of TV? I went to the bar and watched this.
Well, you go to the bar and watch it there, too. Now, as a matter of fact, they got, let's see, Hartford, which they're going to tie this record of unbeaten because they got Hartford tomorrow night in Pittsburgh and then Saturday night afternoon in Hartford. And then I think the game after that, I believe, is Quebec,
Wow.
That's going to be a ball buster.
But this Jager and this Martin Straka 1-2 tandem is just unbelievable.
I don't think Straka even played last night.
No?
I don't think so.
when
It's funny you mention that. I think Marty Straka did not play last night. I could be
he's
wrong.
on the same line with him, isn't he?
Huh?
He's normally on the same
With
line.
Jager?
Yeah.
No, Ron Francis and Luke Robitaille are in the line. That's the best line in the league. Ron Francis is the center, and you got Robitaille and Jager on the wings.
Okay. Now, tonight we got Radek Bonk coming in. What's his story? Has he done anything yet today?
Not a thing.
Nothing.
If you want to see a good player, of course, they got Daig and they got Yashin, but you want to see a good young player that the Panthers could have had, watch that Rob Goodrow, man. This kid is a real player. He's got 4 points already, which for them is pretty good. He's got 3 goals. He's a real player. He wears number 10.
Okay.
Rob Goodrow, the kid is a player. They got him from the Sharks, and we could have had him, and we didn't want him.
Sharks, another team.
And you're going to be very upset when you see that there's some good young talent out there, and we didn't want it. Probably because they wanted some money.
Exactly. Now, do we have Don Cherry waiting on the line or not?
He'll be here any second.
We're waiting by it, holding it.
Okay.
Thanks, Neil.
Squeeze it tight. Get out a couple of Molsons, and he'll be right with us. 1229 at WIOD.
610 WIOD. Bigger than Madonna's ever imagined.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Brought to you by Molson Exports. X says it all. By Board of Canada, where quality is job one. It's working. By Imperial Oil and Esso Associates, proud to be one of the leading sponsors of youth hockey in Canada. And by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
So listen, Don Cherry, we don't want to know about hockey. We want to know about rich construction in Rochester, New York.
Hey, I'll tell you, I was one of the happiest times of my life with my buddy Whitey Smith. We used to have a jackhammer We worked 8 hours a day, and then we had a few pints after. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a few pints after. It sounds like things haven't changed then.
Not one bit. Hey, I love that opening, I'll tell you. That was
Hey, we don't mess
I thought it was
around.
Saturday night.
We don't do any guests on this show, but in your case, we made an exception because it's great to have a guy who knows a little bit about hockey here, but I got some good stuff. See, this isn't going to be no cream puffs with Ron McLean.
I'm ready.
This is going to be a little bit different. We don't toss the marshmallows at you guys like they do on Hockey Night in Canada. Now, the first thing, I've been a Maple Leaf fan 37 years through the good times, the punch-him-like days, and the bad times. And, season we have to wait through the lockout crap, which I don't even want to talk about. It's too disgusting to even mention. We have to wait for that, and you come on right out of the box, and you with this vitriolic attack against my good buddies Cliff Fletcher and Pat Burns for the trade with Quebec. Now,
what was that vitriolic?
Vitriolic.
What's that mean?
Grotesque.
Oh,
unacceptable.
Jeez, I know
nasty.
that word.
Now listen to me. Now, are you gonna cut a little slack for Matt Sundin? You guys not at all.
You know what? It was right 12 feet from them. You can't pick your spots, Neil. I really hated that trade.
Yeah.
I got to admit, Sundin's putting the puck in the net.
9 goals.
9 goals.
Same
what
as
about
Wendell.
Clark?
Same as Wendell.
Yes, but what place are they in?
And but one guy. Let me tell you something. And you probably disagree, but Sylvain Lefebvre was the thing that bothers me about that trade.
Ooh.
Wendell's great, huh?
You better believe it.
Sylvain Lefebvre. This Garth Butcher couldn't carry Sylvain Lefebvre's jockstrap.
Well, Lefebvre's not a good fighter. As you saw the other night with Kelly Chase.
He's not a good fighter, but he's a great defenseman. He's a plus guy. He was up there all last year, plus 30, plus 34. When you look at a guy's plus and minus, that'll tell you what kind of a player he is.
Well, plus, if you remember Bobby Orr, when he was plus 33. Lefebvre, Bobby Orr.
Do I remember Bobby Orr? I'm glad you mentioned that right now, because we got a guy down here who's a real irritant to all of us. His name is Denise. He likes to pretend it's Dennis. He's one of those frogs up there,
Oh, yeah.
Denise Potvin.
You can say that down there.
Denise Potvin, okay? Now, let me tell you something. This Denise Potvin and our mutual friend Jeff Rimmer, this guy who does a good job at the Panthers, he's got to be saddled with this guy. And all he talks about is Hall of Famer Denise. Hall of Famer. I don't give a crap he's a Hall of Famer. And then he got all upset, evidently, because somebody made the comment to him that, Bobby Orr was the greatest defenseman of all time. He took exception to that, like he could play on the same ice. Bobby Orr wasn't the greatest defenseman of all time. He was the greatest player of all time.
Well, Neil, listen, I knew why the reason I come on this station. Listen to last year, 74, 75, he really played. He had 46 goals, 89 assists. He was plus 128.
Jeez.
How's that grab you?
Unbelievable.
He was, and you're absolutely he's the greatest player. I think Serge Savard said it best. He said there was players, there was stars, superstars, and then there was Bobby Orr and Bobby Clark, who used to be down there.
Now you drove
he was so good, they should have had another league for him.
You drove a spear through our hearts now with Bobby Clark. This man, he must have known he was leaving here last year, and he did everything to just destroy us. First of all, last year he trades away this little kid, Greg Hogwood, who now all he's doing is playing for the best team in the league for Pittsburgh. He's great on the power play. He's a great little point guy. He's a small guy. You saw
last night.
I know you saw last night, and he never came back, you noticed, after that either. I don't think we'll see him for about a week. He won't be doing that again.
That's his last.
But this kid is a player. And who do we get? We get Jeff Daniels, okay? Well, guess what happened this morning? Jeff Daniels is gone, long overdue, never scored a point with us. And who do we get for him? We get Jason Woolley from the Detroit Vipers, from the Windshield Vipers. What kind of a deal is that?
Well, you can't blame Bobby Clark for that one.
No, not for that one. But how about the number 1 draft pick? When you got the number 1 draft pick, you're an expansion team. We missed by 1 point last year, making the playoffs. We had a hell of a good year. We got the best goalie, that we could possibly have. The Beezer, and Fitzpatrick ain't bad either. And instead of trading away the number 1 draft pick for, we had a chance to get Stevie Yzerman, not too bad. We had a chance to get Ray Shepard, who's been leading the league in scoring up until Yager went nuts. And what do? We keep him, and this kid is down in the minors, not ready for prime time, this Jovanovski, and may never be all that good.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You got Jovanovski. I love this kid. You're going to love him for a few years.
Yeah.
Believe me, this
When's
guy
that gonna
is
start?
he's going to be a force on defense. Mark my words on that one.
I hope you're right, because, boy, we've been playing these stiffs like Joe Sorella and Brian Benning. These guys, they're statues out there. Huh?
Joe Sorella's not a stiff.
Joe Sorella, he's not even playing now.
No, but he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He must have the pictures, man. He must have those pictures of
You're
Don
a tough
Cherry and
guy.
Ron. Huh?
You're a tough guy.
I am a tough guy. We don't settle
you go
for
in the
mediocrity.
dressing room?
They won't let a fag like me in that dressing room, I'll tell you that. And speaking of that, let me tell you about that, by the way. You see, you think you're going to get off easy on this show. Last year, I watched Hockey Night in Canada. I got my satellite dish. Here came that Pavel Bure stuff, okay? And you got that letter. I saw you read it on the air that week on Coach's Corner about Pavel Bure and how beautiful he is. He's androgynous and all this other crap. Now, you Canadian guys, you're always pandering this real homophobic stuff. Now, I know there's a lot of fags in the NHL. I don't want to tell you who they are. It'll break your heart. But I do want... I know who
How
they
do
are.
you know?
I've seen them, believe me. I'm in that locker room. Rimmer told me the names. He knows them all.
okay.
But listen to me. I love Bob Cole, Harry Neal are great. I watch Hockey Night in Canada. But Harry Neal, now here's a guy, the best color man in hockey. Every time there's a beautiful play, a great passing play, Harry Neal says, where they're showing a replay, here's a lovely little pass from Gilmore to Andrich. A lovely little pass. What kind of a macho expression is that? All you macho damn Canadians talking about here's a lovely little pass. Even I wouldn't say that.
Well, yes, I know, and I don't understand. I can't take all the blame for Harry. I get enough trouble myself.
Well, he's got a problem. He lives in Buffalo. That probably is his problem.
Listen, imagine living in Buffalo for 12 months.
All right,
That's to anybody.
Now, I told him that I was going to have you on the show. They said you got to play a little Fred Cusick for Grapes.
Oates over the line, holding, dropping for Casatanov, in for a backhanded block. Never reached the net. He's in deep. Oates able to get it. Looking for Neely in front, but they're jamming on him. And Bork now moves in a screen save. Rebound, save. Another shot. Score, Neely. Neely on the third rebound. Makes it 1-1 for Boston.
How do you like that?
I love Neely. I'll tell you something, boy. There's no better power ever been in the league than Cam Neely.
How'd you like him last night? Right there in front of the net, makes it 4-3. They outshoot Pittsburgh 23-2 in the and there's another thing that bothers me last night. I'm watching these Penguins all season long. I watch them on the dish, and here they got this. Barrasso gets hurt, which may be the best thing that ever happened to him because I'm not that crazy about him. He's hot and cold. And Ken Reggett, here's a Maple Leaf reject. He stunk the joint out with the Leafs. He's playing, and don't tell me he's getting a better team because he's got defense. Because Pittsburgh doesn't play any defense. All they got is those two big Swedish goons out there. And
one big goon.
And he's setting the world on fire.
Well, you get a chance, and a lot of guys said, I've heard it many times before, they never ever reach their peak till around 23, 24, 25, 26. He's paid his dues, and he's a real good guy. I'm glad it happened to him, but he's got to look at that Alfie Samuelson, and he's got to look at Yeager. Hey, I got to admit, Yeager's a good hockey player, but tell me, does he look stupid in that Jofa helmet?
See, now you're worried about how the guys look. They can't all look good. They can't all look as good as Luke Robitaille. Now, what are you talking about? They can't all look like Stevie Yzerman. You want guys who are pretty, you want guys who can play.
I like guys who look like Neely, Tocchet, Clark, guys like that, rugged guys.
You want pretty guys. The Leafs have got to get Drake Barahowski back out there again. What the hell happened to him?
Hey, you know all about him, eh? Geez, you're pretty sharp.
Hey, you won't slip one by me. I'll tell you that right now, boy. 38 years living and dying with that blue and white.
Well, they're a lot better. They got Warren Reichel. Warren Reichel had about 5 shifts. He knocked a few guys around.
That's right. That's what they need is a little muscle out there on the ice.
They got They're talking about getting Brian Marchment back again, so he won't hurt guys like Gartner. So they got to get some more muscle. That was their only problem. They get rid of Rouse. They get rid of Pearson. They get rid of Clark.
They get rid of Lefebvre, who wasn't a muscle guy, but a great defenseman. They bring this kid in. Now, I haven't heard you talk too much about him, the kid with a bad complexion. He ought to borrow some of the Clearasil from Felix for crying out loud. This Janssen kid, he's got a face full of zits, which I guess well, you're talking about how guys look for crying out loud. This guy looks like a walking Clearasil ad. He's got more zits than I've ever seen in the Boy Scouts for crying out loud. And this kid, the first game of the year, he gives away 2 goals. The first or second game of the year, he gave away 2, falls on his ass. This guy better learn you got to go out there and hit some guys.
Never hit. He's a Swede. He moves the puck good. He's not playing bad lately. Again, another guy with a Jova Hammond mask. He's too easy to pick on. I haven't picked on him at all.
But he's weak.
Well, he is weak. He plays like Lindstrom in Detroit. He's the same style. Handle the puck, but when the crunch comes, he's got the flu right now, so Barahowski will be playing tonight.
Oh, thank God. At least we got somebody who looks good out there.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid, that Barahowski. You like guys that look good, eh?
You better believe it. He's got a better complexion anyway. I'll bet you one thing. You're always talking about the Swedes and all of that. I bet you'd take Borja Selming on the Leafs right now. He may be 50 years old. He could probably suit up and play tonight.
That's the one guy, the one Swede that always showed up to play every night. He blocked shots. I remember one time he got an awful cut. Remember that cut? He got 52 stitches in his face. He came back the next game. I have to admit, Borja Selming always turned up to play.
Now, I want to try to get you on a campaign on something, okay? I just got to do personal, because I became a hockey fan. I never saw a hockey game when I was a hockey fan. How do you like that? I was a kid growing up in Rochester, right across the lake. And
wait a minute, you grew up in Rochester?
You're damn right. I know Jerry Cheevers from long before you ever knew him. I was the Amerks, the first game they ever played there. Sure, I did.
Holy Dinah.
How do you like that?
I spent 10 years in Rochester. Best time over around Browncroft Avenue, 181 Elm Drive. Do you remember that one?
I sure do.
Very beautiful spot. My best friend in the world comes from Rochester, Whitey Smith. He was my construction supervisor. That's one of the best cities I've ever lived in.
One of the greatest places, the 10 or 12 days out of the year when they got great weather. The rest of the year, forget it. But those 10 or 12 days are paradise. So anyway, I'm a kid. I'm growing up, and I'm listening to the radio. I was a big sports fan. I used to be a baseball fan, listen to Bob Prince on K. Because up north, you know, you can get the stations from all over the country.
Yep.
And one Saturday night, I'm listening. I'm hearing on CBL 740 in Toronto, and I hear this voice, and this is what really I'm gonna crusade on this. Okay, I'm gonna see you're the guy who can do it. And I hear this voice, and it sounds awful exciting to me. I thought, what is this? It's not a baseball game. It's not the right time of the year for that. What the hell kind of a game is this? And it's a hockey game. It's the Maple Leafs and whoever the hell they're playing, and it's Bill Hewitt.
Oh, yeah, Bill, you better believe it. He sounded just like... Oh, you mean...
Salmi moves in. He's got it in the corner. Lanny McDonald's trying to get out in front. It came out front.
There you go with Bill Hewitt and Borja Selming. How do you like that?
Right on the one. You got some library down there.
I got a library. But anyway, so I'm listening to that. I became a big Leafs fan because you insulted me right there. You said he sounded like Foster.
Well, you don't think
now listen to me. Foster was a pioneer, okay? So everybody says, well, Foster Hewitt, Danny Gallagher. Now, Danny, rest in peace, was great. We just lost him a while ago. He was terrific with the Canadians. But of course, I was a Leaf fan, so I hated those guys. But he was a great announcer. But Foster was the pioneer. He sounded like my grandmother in Heat, and she's been dead for 20 years. He sounded like a hysterical old lady. He was a shrill. But Bill Hewitt, to me, was the most exciting guy that ever announced a hockey game. He doesn't get any credit. You guys are always playing these highlights, and there's Bill's voice in the back. I know he had some problems, but he was announcing for more than 20 years for the Leafs. He's still alive last time we checked.
Yeah, he is.
And we never hear nothing about him. And
you're right, too, but we tried to get him on a few times, but he lives on a farm now, and he wouldn't come on, and he's got some kind of a sickness or something.
Yeah.
He sounded like his dad. In fact, I'll tell you, I knew Bill Hewitt before you. He traveled when I played junior back in 52, 53. He traveled all the way out west to Winnipeg when we won the Memorial Cup, and he was our announcer back east in Ontario. So I knew him a long time before you.
He was terrific. The only thing I'm trying to do, I look at the roster in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and it breaks my heart. I see all these guys are in there. Foster's in there, which of course he belongs in there, and all these other guys are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I look, where's Bill Hewitt's name in there? You got to be the one guy that's got the influence while the man is still alive. I don't like this business. You honor a guy after he's dead. What the hell good is that going to do? While the man is still alive out there, let's get his name in that Hockey Hall of Fame.
You know, nobody ever mentions the guy. I did color for him my first year Hockey Night in Canada. And,
he was great. He made that game. He made the game. You know, when I play those tapes, I get hair on the back of my neck stands up. I get goosebumps. That's how good he was. He built up the excitement in those games. He was terrific.
Well, I don't know what I can do, but you'd be sad to know that nobody even knows he's alive up here, and it's kind of sad.
Well, I'm going to put you on that assignment, okay?
I got so many assignments.
Well, there's a new one for you.
Okay.
Okay, now listen, in closing, because I appreciate your taking the time to talk to us, but I want
it's been fun listening to you.
Well, because I'm the only guy down here who knows something about hockey. Rimmer thinks he knows something, but he's brainwashed. He's talking to Brian Murray.
Rimmer's company guy? Is that?
Oh, he's busy talking to Brian Murray and those guys all day, and they keep telling him, we're going to make a big deal. And I open a paper here, and here's we got Jason Woolley.
Jason Woolley.
The only Woolley I ever knew was Sheb Woolley. Remember that record, The Purple People Eater?
Purple People Eater,
That's the only Woolley I know. I think that's the guy that we got. He's going to be suiting up tonight.
Now, you down there, you got to like Scott Mellanby. Come on.
We like Stewie Barnes. We like Mellanby, although this year he hasn't done much yet. We got a few guys. We got this
fighting.
We got Jody Hull out there as a good kid. We got a few guys, but we got to go out and get some scores out there, and we got to get some good ass-kicking defensemen out there is what we need. Just one or two.
Everybody wants them. It's tough to get them. I mean, it's nice to say, let's get them. Where are you going to get them? You got to give up guys to get them. And you don't have guys, so you got to plug along and have the Beezer stop the pucks.
Well, he can do that.
Add a few guys, and that's it.
He can do that. And I want to ask you about the Leafs, okay? Because the Panthers, I go to every game. They're my number 2 team, but the Leafs, I'll never give them up because 38 years is too long to change your allegiance.
That's true.
I want to know, we got one, they made all these changes, which I think too many, to be honest with you. Huh?
At least 6.
We got 10 different guys on the squad now. That we got Reichel, which I like him. He's a good, tough-nosed player. But what the hell is wrong? We got one line intact. We got Andrechuk and Gilmore and Borshevsky. Borshevsky hasn't scored a goal yet. Dougie Gilmore, who I know is your favorite player, he's a great guy. What's the problem? He must be not 100%.
No, what happens is he's not getting the quality ice time, and it's nobody's fault. What are you going to do? This Ridley kid, I love Ridley, and he can play the game. But Dougie's not the number one guy on the ice taking all the draws and everything right now. Let me tell you about the Toronto team. They've got one of the best goaltenders, maybe the best goaltender in the game. Their defense is a little weak. That's the thing that bothers me. Yeah. But they've got lots of explosive up front. But you just don't give away guys like Lefebvre, Rouse, Wendell Clark, Pearson, tough guys like that, and they were an awful nasty team to play last year.
Yeah.
They're not a nasty team to play now, and you got to be nasty in this game.
So Cherry says too many pussies on a team this year. That's what he
Yes,
said.
you got it.
We need some hard-nosed fighters out there. Well, that's what I said. You let me do all the dirty stuff.
No, I did it right in Hockey Night in Canada. I said it the very first show. You saw it, and I said if they you realize your team, Toronto, were the only team that made the Final Four 2 years in a row. They were the only team. And
You think I don't know that?
And they will not make it this year. I've already said.
He's still saying this stuff.
I still say they will
You're
not
tearing
make the
my
Final
guts
Four.
out. You're tearing my guts out then.
Well, I got to think Toronto's not my favorite. I grew up in Kingston, 100 miles away. They were my favorite team last year. I love a tough team, and they're not a tough team now. And I had to say it. You can't pick your spots. I mean, you think it's not uncomfortable around the Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens now when I walk in? Jeez.
Yeah. Cliff, I understand they got like a dartboard. Cliff and Pat, they got you on the dartboard. They got Cherry's puss right on there, and they're hitting right in the middle, from what I understand.
Right between the eyes all the time, but you can't pick your spots. You said Rimmer. Rimmer's going to get mad at you. You know, picking his spots down there.
That's okay. He's used to it. He's used to it because the truth, it may hurt, but you got to deal with the truth sooner or later. Well, listen, thanks a million. Say hi to Ron McClain and Bob Cole. Tell Harry to butch up a little bit. It's getting tell him no more.
What is it? A lovely little pass.
That lovely little pass.
Okay.
Every game, Gilmore make a nice little behind-the-back pass, and Andrew Chuck will go in there and stick it in. And we're watching the replay. There's a lovely little pass from Dougie Gilmore. Come on, tell him to butch up. We're all starting to talk about that, and we're going to put his name on the list if he don't watch it.
He will never hear that again. You will never. I'll talk to him, immediately phone and tell him to get off that lovely little pass.
And don't forget Bill Hewitt. Work on that for me.
I'll do my best.
Thanks a lot, Graves.
See you, boy.
Talk to you.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye. See, now he said toodaloo. Got to wonder about that Cherry and that Harry Neal. Cherry and Harry, it's starting to rhyme. He's unbelievable. He's my kind of guy, man. He's a guy with a big mouth. Everybody loves him. He wears crazy ties. And for those people who don't know who the hell he is, all I can say is...
So it's not reasonable for us to be withheld the sock. That's just, and I'm just making that suggestion simply based on the assumption that EDTA testing ought to be performed at all, given the record before the court. But I'm just assuming that for the sake of argument before I address the issue. I'm just trying to be practical. I'm just making that assumption.
They're working on the sock, okay? They're trying to clean it right now. 1250 at WIOD. Remember that thing about the guy with the sock?
610 WIOD. We never stop the music. Of course, we never started either.
Okay, 1254 at WIOD. They're having a big argument now about the sock and about the evidence, and Barry Scheck rhymes with Dreck, the Simpson team DNA experts, having a big to-do here about the sock, and you're not missing a damn thing. WIOD.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know the guy who called before asking about the guy who works at the Burger King?
Yeah.
That is a man becoming a woman.
Oh, it's a guy, and he's in transit.
He is in transit.
He's in limbo.
He's just about there,
He's
too,
on the
but
way
not quite.
He's on the way from manhood to ladyhood.
Not quite, but he's almost there.
And they got the balls to keep. I say hats off to them. They got the ball. I guess they can't fire him, huh? Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they just have the balls to figure that's to each its own. And he's going through a little change. He's feeling the change.
Her name is Tanya, or his name, or whatever.
Tanya.
I don't know what he or him.
That's a nice manly name. Tanya isn't Tanya Harding. You can't get much more macho than that.
I guess so. Hey, stop picking on Jason Woolley.
Who is Jason Woolley?
He's a good player. He's a fenceman, Michigan State.
Oh, now why didn't you tell me that before I talked to Don Cherry? He's from Michigan State. That changed it, like Brian Smolinski. Now we're talking about a real man.
He's a good player.
I hope so. I hope you're right. But when we start getting guys from the Detroit Vipers, I start getting real nervous.
Well, he played for the Capitals for...
Yeah, he played here 27 games. He had 1 goal and 4 assists in 3 years. That's pretty impressive to me.
No, I don't think he got the ice time, because he's got a good shot. He's a good player.
And then when Cherry starts telling me that Joe Cirella's a good player, I know that Cirella's got not only pictures of Roger Nielsen, he's got naked pictures of everybody in the league.
You got to wonder about that.
That was between that and those lovely little passes, I'm starting to worry about Cherry, too, now.
Hey, in closing?
Yes?
Mike Palmatier is God.
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah, there's a guy that has a Mike Palmatier fetish. Palmatier was okay. He was all right. Maple Leafs. There goes that hockey stuff again. George is just nonplussed. Here we go with this sports crap again. We spent a half hour on sports and hockey and all this other crap, and you can't even give those damn seats away. Well, I guess we did, smarty pants. And if that kid Sean is listening, our friend from the track, don't go showing up and looking for no ticket tonight because we gave it away. I didn't hear no phone call, no nothing. And, I'm telling you, these guys that just play it fast and loose, who needs it? WIOD.
Who's this, George?
Neil.
Neil, Sean.
You want to speak to... It's Sean.
Neil.
Too late now, Pally.
I know, buddy. Listen, I'm sorry. I'll take a rain check.
Yeah.
You make it up to me?
Will I make it up to you? Will you make it up to me? That's the question. You're going to have to start sitting a little closer at the track, Sean.
Who was that called Monday or Tuesday?
Called me about what?
I don't know. They said, what do you seduce some little boys with, young boys with Panther tickets?
Who was it?
Yeah, was that Perry?
Just some Ojean provocateur. Perry Mason? Yeah, it was Perry Mason. He's asking a lot of questions. Don't start using people's names on the air now, Sean.
Huh?
Like Perry Mason.
Perry Mason.
How the hell do I know who that was? Just some troublemaker. Just somebody trying to, like, paint an ugly picture. So probably some priest that's getting jealous.
A lot of people don't like you, Neil.
Yeah, and you know something? I'm delighted about that.
How come I got to wait a half an hour to get through on the phone?
Because we're doing Screamless today.
Okay.
Oh, I never gave it. Well, you weren't going to go anyway, were you?
Well, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, well, you want to go to a better game anyway. We'll get you tickets for a better game.
All right, how about the Rangers?
Ranger game? If we ever get... Now, see, the Ranger will be a tough ticket. We'll have to see what Bob Green's deal is on that.
Straighten them out, Neil.
I'm trying. Now, see, you made a comment. A lot of people don't like me. You know, see, now Sean comes to the track, sits up there at the table with us, loses his brains just like I do, and is Fat Rich. You were telling me the other night, everybody at the track loves Rich. Now, he's a good friend of mine. He's a great guy. Just he's full of crap, okay? That's the only problem. Everybody's got a problem. Rich's problem is he's full of crap, and he wants everybody up there, wants to be the center of attraction. I don't want to be the center of attraction up there. I want to sit at the table, relax, lose in peace, and that's it. And if people hate my guts, I feel I must be doing something right.
It's the only way to be, I guess.
There you go.
Well, take care, Neil.
Okay.
And I will talk to you soon, I guess. Maybe Thursday.
Thursday?
You'll be there, right?
At the track?
Yeah.
We'll be there. That's
you ain't
right.
got nothing else to do.
That's our one chance Thursday night. Okay, we'll see. It's a date.
The big one?
It's a date.
All right, buddy.
See ya. Okay, there's Sean. So anyway, we got it all straightened out. Yeah, he's soliciting. He's recruiting those young guys on the air again. Yeah, right. Okay. I'll tell you, all the action that I've gotten from being on the and as a matter of fact, being on the air, today is the 15th of February. That means like 13th is a short month. You realize less than 2 weeks is my 19th anniversary on the air in Miami, March the 1st. March the 1st is 19 years on the air in Miami. I say if everybody out there sends me $100 for each year that I've been on the air, it's 1,900 times what? We got 200 listeners. Not bad. Who's that on the bat line?
Stefania Lincoln.
Who is it? Hello?
Push it again.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
This is Stefania Lincoln.
Oh, Stefania.
Yeah.
How you doing, Stefania?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Well, I wanted to say goodbye. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to Vegas.
Right.
I'm moving up there.
I know. We're all jealous.
And I just wanted to thank you for the last time when we all went out in June for introducing me to Vegas. I mean, it was so great. I'm moving there. And
see, this is the ultimate testimonial. She had never been there before in her life. She comes out on a trip, and of course, Bob is her dad, and comes out with us, and falls in love with it, and she's taking a job out there and living there.
Absolutely.
The ultimate tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing you there in May. You'll have everything. I'm sure you'll be there ahead of time.
I'll have everything ready.
Everything in place for us this time. It'll be great. Good luck.
Well, thank you so much.
Have a great time.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Boy, are we, what is that? What is going on in here with this thing, George? Hit it again and again. Oh, God.
So anyway.
Like I started to say, we're having a whale of a time here today. That Don Cherry, man, I bet you never had an interview quite like that one before, eh? We'll be hearing about that from Jeff Rimmer.
The radio station that fired Larry King. News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Condom rapist stays put. Good afternoon. At 1 o'clock, I'm Jennifer Rem, 610 WIOD News. Brought to you by South Florida Ford. If Get Tough Florida lawmakers keep their promises, 23-year-old Wilbur Leroy Mitchell will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Jim Mandich, I f***ed him. Oh!
I like it. I like
it. News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk with Neil, call 751-WIOD in Dade, 524-WIOD in Broward. Outside the 305 area code, it's toll-free, 1-800-944-WIOD.
Yank it, baby.
And one customers can call pound IOD at no charge. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
They're exploiting the Lion King and they won't go away. The Lion King has gone too far. He's even on a candy bar. They stuff the cat in everything. He's pushing fries at Burger King. The Lion King is on everything 'cause Disney owns the rights. They're selling stuff that's all useless fluff, but the profit's out of sight. and they're fatal to the taking cash from me and you. Oh, my pockets, my empty pockets, my wallet's feeling light. The kids are happy, but I feel crappy, 'cause I'll be broke tonight. I'm broke. They'll make you pay, 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 they'll make you pay.
So now the judge says they can, the defense can go ahead and send all this stuff for testing out of state to Albany, New York. I hate to tell you, it's not Albany, number one. And he says there will be unbelievable sanctions against the defense should any of these items be lost. How do you like that?
And I don't expect anything will be accepted, but I just wanted to advise the court.
He can come and ask me for a good cause exception to the court's order.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, counsel.
Yeah. Now we're going to have anybody on a witness stand today? Is there going to be any testimony of any significance, or are we just going to keep potchking around?
All right, is there anything else before we
That's exactly the question. Boy, does he follow the lead well.
Sergeant Rossi.
Wouldn't he be fun to dance with?
All right, Deputy Higgins, let's have the jury, please.
Oh, here we go. We're bringing in a jury. Somebody's maybe going to testify. We'll keep our eye on it for you. Meantime, we're doing screenless, WIOD.
State of forecast is
WIOD.
Yeah, want to talk to Neil?
Speaking.
Neil, listen.
Yes.
You're a semi-intelligent person. I can't believe that you think O.J. is guilty. I mean, I'm a law student at St. Augustine.
You can't believe that I think he's guilty. In other words, I'm the only one?
Yeah.
I'm the only one. The overwhelming majority of white Americans in every poll that's been taken believes that he's guilty, but I'm the only one, and therefore I'm stupid.
Neil, the facts speak for themselves. I mean, this guy had everything going for him.
Yeah.
And he goes off and kills his wife.
And that's why he was stalking her all the time. But you see, you got to be one of the most naive people I've ever talked to in my life.
Naive? What do you
Because
think?
they had everything going for him, therefore that means that they have...
He had a Rolls Royce. His wife had a Ferrari.
Oh, he had a Rolls Royce, therefore he never killed anybody, right? Like the Menendez brothers, with everything going for them.
How is the Menendez brothers put into this subject? I mean, that's a totally different story.
No, it's not a different story. The fact that people have a lot of money, that means that they don't do aberrant things, that they don't have wild tempers, which he's already proven that he had, that he was beating the crap out of his wife and maybe even the first wife.
The guy was an American hero.
You live in a dream world. You're serious, too, aren't you? The guy was an American hero.
He was an American hero.
You're a jackass. I wouldn't even wait. And this kid goes to where? He goes to BCC, is that what he said? To Brain Dead CC? Right, he was an American hero, therefore he couldn't do it. Just like Richard Nixon, just like that dick. He couldn't commit a crime because he was an American hero. He was a football goddamn player. How do you like that? Just like Jungle Jim Rivera and Eddie Waitkiss. They couldn't have raped those women. They were baseball players. They were stars, baby.
And Fatty Arbuckle.
And that damn Darryl Strawberry, he couldn't be doing no drugs. And Dwight Gooden, the same thing. It's a racial thing. That must be it. Because they were superstars, they were heroes. Youngsters all over America looked up to them, rubbed their baseball cards, sought out their autographs. And we know that because they were American heroes, they could have done no wrong. Sir, you could be the dumbest goddamn person I've ever smoked in my life. I'm smoking right now just thinking about it. He's probably smoking before the call. That's the problem. Anything good? WIOD.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
O.J. is guilty.
No.
That guy,
You're not another dumb guy.
You're not.
You don't want to be called another dumb guy like I just got called.
I killed Nicole. I killed Nicole. That is, he's totally guilty. Anyone who does not see through that BS is blind.
He's an idiot.
They really are. Just
And the only people,
I mean,
look, just take a look at the defense, okay? The guy makes the opening statement, and right away he starts out with all this baloney about this Gertrude woman. They have to manufacture all these alibis. First, it was O.J. was sleeping that night. Then now he was out there slamming a few golf balls around or somebody's balls like Ron Goldman's. And now we find these wild, crazy people that are testifying they saw the Virgin Mary walking down the street with a dog. I mean, they got no defense at all, man.
Yeah, he is.
None.
He is the world's
guilty as hell. He was stalking
actor.
her. He was threatening to kill everybody that came anywhere near her. And this jackass, because he had a Rolls Royce, he had everything going for him. Therefore, he would never commit a crime. Right.
O.J. should win the Academy Award.
Exactly.
The best actor.
And if I have to hear any more about that Pulp Fiction, I'm going to puke. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, Neil, that's all I got. I'm out of material.
Have a great life.
Bye.
Okay. Pulp Fiction my ass.
Don't they understand that I would jump in front of a bullet for Nicole?
Or did you, He did. So anyway, yeah, and of course that Forrest Gump, I didn't see either one of them, and I've seen all the crap the last couple of days. Forrest Gump, I mean, Tom Hanks, that to me right there is the definitive story of Tom Hanks. He's just a total zero as a human being, and I don't want to see from Forrest Gump. And as far as Pulp Fiction is concerned, I did see all the lowlights and the highlights, and they said it was one of the most gratuitously violent movies with absolutely no plot, no rhyme or reason, just a lot of blood and guts and gratuitous sex. Sounds good to me. What's wrong with that? I say give them all the awards, and let's talk about something else, Phil. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Oh, my God. A group of men who were fired by Blockbuster Entertainment for wearing long hair have filed discrimination charges against the company.
Oh!
Kenneth Harper, 28, Abraham Del Carmen, 23, Brian Russell, 20, and Daniel Gomez, 21, filed the formal charges of discrimination in the workplace with the Florida Department of Human Relations, the state agency that investigates such complaints, stating that the work rule adopted by Ballbuster, which prohibits men from wearing hair below the shirt collar, discriminates on the basis of sex, as in, are they getting any? The work rule adopted by the company on June 1st, 1994 applies to men only. The charges are the first step before the men can proceed to the federal courts on their claims of discrimination, said their attorney, Miami civil rights lawyer Brett Clark. Oh, get them, Brett. Sue their ass. Billions of dollars for these guys, and I get half. All right. 113 at WIOD. By the
610 WIOD. Tanned, toned, and oiled for South Florida.
I killed Nicole. Trust me.
Are you sure?
Just remember to sleep with your back to a corner, or you'll be walking like Tina Turner. Oh, Jay.
Oh, gee. Ah, Jesus, get it over with already, okay? It's getting ponderous, as in...
L.A. Watch Commander on duty the night.
Yeah, see, they're over at Sidebar again. They got all the experts on there filling time. I'm telling you, you're not missing a thing. I swear, cross my heart, and hope to die on Don Cherry's grave. I mean, there's just no way in the world I'm going to let you miss anything important on this trial. It's only going to be going on for the next 20 or 30 or 40 months, so don't worry about it. But there just ain't nothing going on. Wait till you hear the latest in this news release about the hair and the Blockbuster. The last paragraph says, in response to the controversy over this hair policy, Blockbuster spokesperson George Johnson claimed, wait till you hear this, he claims that customers feel threatened by men with long hair, whom he described as different than the norm. You know, that son of a bitch, Wayne Huizenga, I am so aggravated, so disgusted. They're different than the norm, George.
Jesus Christ,
get your haircut, douchebag.
And Wayne said, long hair, you're
freak.
Needing out of fly.
Abnormal freak.
While I stuck my food up under my coat, went to cherries and cigars wide. They said you look like a quite suspicious young man, and that won't do. Well, can I open my jacket and have a snack and tell Huizenga through? Signs, when I sing a sign, buying up the scenery program in my mind. Do this, don't do that, when I sing a sign. And the Wayne said all press talkers will be fired on sight. While I jumped the fence and ran out on the field and shouted, Wayne, you really fight? Oh, you put up a fence to keep cool out all the key clone henchmen in. And if Neil were here, all the time in your face. You say, man, you're some kind of asshole. Signs, signs, Wayne, I sing the signs. Buying up the scenery, programming my mind. Do this, don't do that, Wayne, I sing the signs. Oh, hey now, mister, can't you read? You can't impose your will on people to breathe. You should talk to tight as heat. What, we ain't supposed to be queer? Drink beer with long hair. And the Wayne says you got to have a membership card to bring a tape terrier. I know I already have. I hope you do the same too. And the Wayne says everybody welcome. Come in, watch my team play. But sorry, boy, you sucked me dry. Now I don't have a penny to pay. But I got my own free will, and I made my own boycott. You won't see another dime from me, and I see pieces shine. Signs, signs, Wayne, I dig a signs. Buying up the scenery, programming my mind. Wayne, you piece of shot, you're a piece of slime.
Yeah, but wait a second.
121 at WIOD, and it goes on to say, but a Miami Herald telephone poll conducted in June of last year when the policy was announced revealed that 53% of the respondents actually preferred music sales staff who wore their hair longer than the norm. It's a music store, man. It's not a goddamn library. It's a music store. Damn it. It says there's no word from Viacom, which has bought out Blockbuster. If the Blockbuster policy, which is believed to have resulted in hundreds of men being thrown out of work, would remain in effect, but it better damn well not. How do you like that? You got long hair, you're out. We know the whole story, and now they're going back and they're fighting him in court, and they're going to win like billions of dollars against Wayne because, the suit is not against Viacom. The suit is against, obviously, Blockbuster and Wayne, who were responsible at the time, and are going to have to cough up some real big cash. Then he won't be afforded to buy us any real players. 122. We sure don't want Yarmer Yager on the Panthers, man, because he's got long, freaky hair.
I'll tell you, I really think that Randy Moeller was the guy that really woke the Penguins up in this game early on, too, and it was a very physical game. And a lot to do with it. The Penguins have played on those terms, too. Here's Robitaille to Wolf Samuelson. Back it behind the net. Yager being pressured by Gord Murphy. Gord Murphy knocks him down, and Stu Barnes takes the puck. Lost it. Here comes the Yager in front. Dipsy Doodle. And he shoots and scores! Yarmer Yager puts it by Van Beesbrook. And it appears that Elvis has just left the building. Yarmer Yager.
With that real long, freaky hair and that strange Barbie doll puss, man, he could never play for the Panthers because he wants too much money, not the hair.
10 WIOD. More fans than Wayne and a better complexion.
Yes, sir, he did.
You now know it's false, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
So Anthony
but this is the first time that's been brought to your attention.
Yes.
I take it that your review was somewhat cursory.
Yes, probably so.
Okay.
Yeah. So what difference does it make what time a cop left? Maybe he was having coffee and donuts. He's used to it.
Would be wrong, wouldn't it?
Possibly. It's not my job to review the crime scene log, sir. That goes to the detectives.
I thought you did review it.
I looked at it.
But because it was not your job, you didn't look at it carefully. Is that what you're telling me?
I didn't scrutinize it, no.
Okay. Now, when Officer Risky called you
Risky business.
I take it you did not note the time.
See, now it gets back to this boring stuff. All he's doing is saying that this particular cop, who that wasn't his job anyway, didn't review the whole thing and how long everybody was there and who was doing what to whom, and it's ponderous. Okay, let's do Broward, WIOD.
Hi, this is Judge Ito. When court not in session, me and OJ listen to Neil Roger.
All right. Here come the judge. WIOD.
Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
I was just wondering, like, when people are going to be tired, for one thing, of talking about this Neil trial. Excuse me.
The Neil
OJ.
trial, yeah.
The OJ trial. The OJ.
I think they'd like to give me the gas right now, as a matter of fact.
No.
Listen, there you go.
Hey, I like to talk about something a little more important.
Yeah, let's get off. Well, you notice I'm not putting a lot of this stuff on because it's boring, and anybody that thinks I'm going to just throw away the whole show so they can hear F. Lee Bailey, hear the clear his throat, and hear the sound of his own voice,
I know.
forget it.
God,
it's
enough,
ponderous.
Enough already.
Just fry his ass already, and let's get on with something more exciting.
This thing's going to last about 3 years anyway.
Let's get on with more. And you notice that the jury, you know what they're excited about?
What's that?
They petitioned the judge before the weekend that they want to see all the episodes of Melrose Place that they missed, and they want to, no, seriously, and they want to have facilities to make sure that on the nights that it shows, they get a copy of it shown to them.
God.
Melrose Place. And most of these are black jurors, too, by the way. Does that tell you what's wrong with America?
Sort of.
God.
That's part of the problem.
Melrose Place.
It's a hell of a show, though.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I want to let you know that because of you, I have to thank you because day after tomorrow, I'm going to be in Vegas.
Great.
And guess who I'm going through? Bob Lincoln.
Bob Lincoln. You're going through him? It's a big guy to go through.
I hear, he told us he's going to be there this weekend.
He is.
And he wants to hang out with us.
There you go.
So we're going to get together with him sometime this weekend.
Well, you'll have a great time. You'll be drunk as a skunk, man, when you hang out with him.
And I hope we get to gamble a little, too, while we're there.
Now, how old are you?
23.
23. Legal age is 21 in Vegas. No problem.
Oh, God. I have a friend.
Scrape up your life savings.
I have a friend who arranged this whole trip through Bob Lincoln, and
right.
He was asking about sort of these ranches he wants to go to while he's out there, though. I don't know much about him, though. Maybe you knew a little information about people who've gone to him, but do you know anything about those things, or?
You've heard that saying, they're having a great time down on a ranch?
Yeah.
You'll have a great time.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Okay.
Hey, can I call a couple people douchebags before I go?
Take protection, yes?
All right, Andrew, Rafa, and Spicky Ricky, you're all a bunch of douchebags.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Have a great time. So he says you're a douchebag, Andrew. That's what he just said, so he must know you pretty well. 1:30 at WID. Where's the what's his name? Fat High Boy with that check. I wanted to be...
He said he had it in his
He's
fingers.
got it in his hand. Jeff High has got the $2,500 check. Andy, come in here and do something constructive once. I don't want to order you around, but it's kind of fun. See if you can stand like on a stepladder and change that thing for us. I'll add it up on here to make sure we get the right total. Our final total, it took a long time. We had to make physical death threats to Denise Potvin. You heard the things that Don Cherry had to say about her, by the way? That was pretty amusing. 108,197. See, that looks better than that total right there. 108,197, the absolute positive final total for our Center One campaign. Thank you profusely so much. And Denise Potvin came through under penalty of death and a lot of heavy urging in the deep stretch. WIOD.
Yeah, hi. Want to talk to Neil, please?
Speaking.
Speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to let you know about hockey tickets. My husband and I have season tickets.
Thanks, Andy.
We did get our season tickets for the replacement games.
Yeah.
We got our tickets in the mail yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
All right. So I don't know if they do them by section or if they do them by last name. Or
So, in other words, they are in the process.
They're in process, yes.
Well, Woody Graber better get his fat ass over here by tomorrow.
Too.
Oh, he did call to say what?
Say that he's expecting them any day now.
Any day now? The game is Tuesday. That line about any day now, that's like saying the check is in the mail, you know.
Yeah, we've all heard that before.
Well, that's good news. At least maybe they're starting to do something.
Well, we sit just to your left. We're in section 123.
Right.
So, like I said, I don't know if they do it by section or, or in what way they do it, but they're on the way.
Great. Thanks for the good news.
And, have a good day.
See you tonight.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, there you go. Rest easy, all you guys. Or not, as the case may be. Maybe she got him and the rest of us are going to get shined. That could be it. Maybe Wayne kind of stuck his nose in this thing and said, well, where's Rogers sit? What name are those tickets in? And see, it would be very nice if we did have the tickets in our own name would be nice. I mean, even the station. But it's all kind of a Woody Graber thing. And once it's in Woody's hands, you're never really sure if he's going to... Now, what did Woody say exactly? It's coming any day? That's what Kathy Willett said, too. WIOD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any young boys, buddy?
WIOD. WIOD.
Don Cherry.
WIOD.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, we sure had a lot of response to that Don Cherry interview. It's just overwhelming. Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, I do want to talk a little hockey here.
Yeah.
I saw Yager last night had a hat trick.
Yes, sir.
A great game.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, has there ever been any Panthers that have a hat trick?
No.
None?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't recall any.
Thank you.
See ya. Anybody on the Panthers ever get a hat trick? I do not believe so. But what's the big deal? Hey, well, just take your hat just take your little baseball cap, your little beanie, your yarmulke out there, just in case. Tonight could be the night. We're playing a pretty weak team there, Ottawa, eh? We could wind up winning that game like 9-4 or something like that. So maybe Stewie Barnes will get the hat trick. Throw a little something out there on the ice. Or maybe just bring a couple of octopus. I've always wondered about that. You know, in Detroit, they've been doing that for years. When somebody gets a hat trick, instead of throwing a hat out on the ice, they throw these little octopuses. And where do you buy an octopus? And not only that, but how do you sneak them into the arena, into Joe Louis Arena? How do they get them in there?
Ziploc bag.
In a pretty damn big Ziploc bag. Seriously, would you buy...
Seafood shop.
A seafood shop? You can buy an octopi?
Sure. Squid.
Ugh.
All that stuff.
And then the thing in Detroit that they're so proud of, because they have so much experience, they've been doing it for years there, is that when they put them on the ice there, instead of like a couple of years ago when Detroit played Toronto in the playoffs, and some Detroit fan threw it on the ice in Toronto, and they went out with a shovel and picked it off the ice, which is what I would do. But in Detroit, they're the real macho men in Detroit. They go out there and they pick them up with their hands off the ice. And the octopus, too. 134 at WIOD.
610 WIOD. More fun than waxing your bikini line.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
This is your brain. And this is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. This is your brain on drugs with 2 strips of bacon. This is your brain on drugs with a pound of ground beef, a can of crushed tomatoes, a half cup of milk, and a bay leaf. This is your brain on drugs with a street crew working in the next brain. And this is your brain on drugs when you've left it on the stove too long and it caused a kitchen fire that spread to the neighborhood of your brain. Any questions? The Partnership for a Brain-Free America.
I think we already got it. 137 at WIOD. Here's a fax that says, absolutely incorrect, sir. Pulp Fiction was great. No plot? No way. The only people I know who saw the movie and didn't like it were old farts, prudes, or simpletons. Great movie, no crap, it says. How do you like that? Pulp Fiction. And I can't stand it because John Travolta was in it number 1. That eliminates it immediately from consideration. And I also think that Bruce Willis was in it. Was Bruce Willis in it? Oh, John Travolta and Bruce Willis together again in stereo? That's more than I could handle on a bad day. I'd rather watch Kathy Willits do it with a frog. WIOD.
Rancido. His pee-pee's the size of a
WIOD.
On a U.S. flag Kuwaiti tanker in the...
WIOD.
I want my hockey.
WIOD.
Neil.
Yes.
How are you today?
Okay.
I've been listening to your OJ coverage. I think we're missing the boat here.
Yeah.
I want to see Colin Ferguson on trial on TV. I think that's entertainment.
It is very entertaining, and of course, I understand yesterday Phil did a little number where Colin was cross-examining himself and hopping back and forth from the witness stand.
Oh man, I missed it.
And I missed that too, but I understand it was very entertaining.
Oh man, do you know if Court TV is showing it?
Huh?
Do you know if that Court TV station's showing any of that?
Oh, they absolutely are.
Oh man. Our cable stinks.
Yeah, there's no Court TV on this cable here either. Thank God for that satellite dish.
Really?
As in F36 on a satellite.
I see. Well, just wanted to say that. You have a great day, sir.
And you too.
Okay.
And see ya. Okay. Screenless Wednesday here. We've really been smoking, man. And Marcia Clark standing there pushing her hair lip around a little bit. And that chancre on her upper lip now has moved down to her bottom lip, and it seems to be on her way to her cleavage any minute. WIOD.
Hi, Zinga killed Nicole.
WIOD.
I want to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil.
Yes.
Hey, Lancito's pee-pee's about to...
WIOD.
Jogger shoots.
WIOD.
Neil.
Yes.
How are you?
Okay.
Great interview with Mr. Cherry.
Oh, that actually somebody here that actually heard the interview, knows who he is, and is responding to it. This is a first, sir.
I was smiling from rear to rear driving down 95.
I think we had a pretty good time for a couple of old farts reminiscing about what it's all about, and I don't think he ever had an interview quite like that one before
you got to say a lot more than he did, which is a real switch, but...
Yeah, well, I told him this wasn't going to be one of those Ron McLean puff pieces that he's used to. This was going to be a little different kind of a thing.
But it was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Then I think that all Leaf fans now with a satellite dish are going to be listening very carefully to see if Harry Neal ever says again a lovely little pass.
That was a lovely little phone call, yes.
He says that he always says that, a lovely little pass.
I've heard him say it before.
And even I'm embarrassed by that.
Yeah.
Which takes a lot.
It was one of the best, and love the show.
Okay, thanks. See ya. A call on the John Cherry interview, man. Oh, all right. Yeah, the only Cherry these guys want to hear about. Oh, I'm sorry. And speaking of her, don't forget, and that ain't no Cherry, trust me. Where's that seal? Tonight, she's got our squeal of approval. She's got Randy West on, that's tonight, and then she's got Kathy Willits on next Tuesday, which is really embarrassing. And then she's got that Jungle Jim Rivera, or whatever that guy's name that Alex is bringing in, that stripper guy. See, a lot of guests on that show all of a sudden. That's the deal, starting to have a lot of guests on that program. Now, we had Don Cherry on the phone today for like 20 minutes, which I found very entertaining and enjoyable. So maybe we ought to have like a lot of guests on this show, but I sure as hell doubt it. WIOD.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes.
This Neil?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I want to talk about, can we have an intelligent conversation?
I doubt it based on what I'm hearing so far. What is it? About what?
I want to talk about this O.J. Simpson trial.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's sucking up to you about he's guilty.
No, they're not. They're giving their opinion is what they're doing. They're not sucking up with anybody.
All right, man. You got to believe that...
I got to believe that he's guilty is what I got to believe. And I got to believe because you're black, you assume that he's not.
Now, how you figure I'm black?
Because it sounds to me like you're awful black.
I am black.
Are you dark black or just like kind of like...
Real dark.
Real dark, okay.
Almost
in other words, you're not an imposter like Michael Jackson.
No. Oh, and speaking of Michael Jackson...
Or Julian Bond. Yeah, he wants to get on the bandwagon on this one.
Yeah, that's just adding salt
I think he's after O.J.'s kid is what I think. That's what he wants.
That's just like adding salt to the wound.
He wants a little piece of that action.
Yeah. And
I'm telling you, look out for that little bastard, that Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you got to watch him closely.
Yeah.
Listen, you got this woman, the prosecution, that's not really up on the game here, and you got to...
she's not in the game?
Nah, she's not part of it. I mean, she's lost. She's out in the Never Land somewhere, and you got to defend...
I don't know. Mandich said that she was a tight end. I don't know what he meant by that. He ought to know.
I give up. All right,
you jackass. He knows his tight ends, man. Trust me. He used to be one. Have a great day, Pally.
Thank you.
See ya. See, he's laughing about it. He knows it's all a bunch of crap. Here's Sergeant David Rossi. His brother Martini will be on there in just a second. And they're going to be drinking up a storm with the judge. He just says, let's go back in chambers and get sloshed. What do you say about that, okay? How about some sukiyaki? That sounds good. Yeah, this little judge, man, I wouldn't trust him with a dime. I'll guarantee you that. Next thing you know, they'd be building another goddamn bomb to drop on Pearl Harbor. WIOD, or Safety Harbor. Hello? WIOD, there was J. Rokeach. Hello?
Passion phones. The phones are really hot, like my hair pie.
WIOD.
Don Cherry killed the coal.
Okay. I believe it. WIOD.
Yeah, I'm calling about a commercial you
got.
got.
If you put it in the oven, it gets hot, George. Yes?
Yeah, you got a certain commercial about male impotence?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, what can we do with
what can we do with this? What with this voice you doing now? What can we do with it?
It's my real voice.
That's your real voice?
Yeah, man.
You're not related to Brian Murray of the Panthers, are you?
No, man.
Maybe we can get like a group discount, like on a speech therapist for you guys. God.
No, but see, I say we give those old farts like new 13-year-old girl virgins.
Okay.
And you got to solve.
When you're done with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
And, of course, when you're done with them, they'll still be virgins, so that says it all right there. He said, yeah, just being agreeable, I guess. Anyway, we've had one hell of a day here. I think we're going home early. Does Phil know that? WIOD. WIOD.
Can I make a request, Neil?
Sure.
That thing that we're feces?
We're feces?
Yeah.
That's the most species thing I've ever heard in my life.
That we're all feces?
Okay. I played that just yesterday, but you can never play that enough. Now, we found out yesterday that was Mark Grace of the Cubs who did that? Or J.R. Grace? J.R. Ewing? Is that who it was? It was J.R. Grace. Remember the Grace Report years ago, that ultra-right-wing crap that they put out to try to, all the ultra-right-wingers put it out because they were geniuses like the guy that was making the speech, and that was him, J.R. Grace. Mark Grace.
Peter. Everybody
Peter?
who's for abortion was at one time themselves a feces. So, and that includes all of you out there. You were once a feces. So we thank you, Mr. President, and now dinner will be served.
All right, yep.
Okay, 144. Yeah, J. Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, is that who that was? WIOD, the purple line.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. If baseball comes back together and it's the scab players,
Yeah.
can we get some scab announcers for the TV? Because I don't think I can stand watching Jay
We've
Randolph.
already got them.
I'm just thinking I'm going to puke if he comes on TV.
We got the two biggest scab announcers in history, man. Those be the worst.
I mean, they always just get up and like belly slam each other. I think that'd be a little bit more
In
entertaining.
fact, don't you realize what justice it is that Jay Randolph and Gary Carter should be doing scab players? Then it would fit.
I think they're like in bed with each other.
Okay.
All right, Neil.
See ya. Oh, man, I'm being punished by the Lord. Oh. A little bit of that Stolich Naya water does it every time. WIOD.
All right. Yeah, but wait a minute. Okay.
WIOD.
Yeah, bring back Pee-Pee from Pembroke Pines.
Okay, go find him. Go work on him. WIOD.
Hey, Neil, you going to be at the game tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks to you. I'm a hockey fanatic myself.
All right.
That's probably
Now, this is a game we better win tonight. No monkeying around.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, sounds like you're choking on one
I'm
over
choking
there.
on it, yeah. I'm choking on the remnants of a bad cigar.
What kind do you smoke?
A cheap Garcia Vega.
You got to try those left-handed cigarettes. They're better.
Okay.
All right.
See ya. Yeah, there's nothing like a woman with a nice big stogie in her puss. That's a real sexy thing to look at. Watch her set it on fire. 146 at WIOD.
No rap, no hard rock, no wimpy elevator music. Because we got better things to do than play the same old songs over and over. 610 WIOD.
You're a bastard. More coffee, Marge? Thanks, Gloria. Gee, your enclave is a lot more ethnically clean than mine. Thanks. You know, I tried something new. Really? Yes. New Ultra Serb. For powerful ethnic cleansing, nothing else even comes close. Serb? Mm-hmm. But that's been around for years. I know, but it's been reformulated for extra cleaning power. Not even the UN can stand up to the wallop in just a townful. Think I ought to try Ultra Serb for my tough ethnic cleansing problems? When you put the concentrated rifle power of Ultra Serb up against anything else, it's no contest. I think I will have more coffee, Gloria.
Ultra Serb. For real ethnic cleansing.
Okay,
Anything else
would
is
be
a washout.
A washout. Okay, 149 at WIOD. So anyway, Fat Boy comes in here, brings me that check from Denise Potvans, from the guy that got the hockey pads. Thank you. That's official. The final center one total. It only took us 2 extra weeks. $108,197. And he brings me from Brent. And how do you like this? Brent gave Podwell 2 shirts, one for me and one for George, last week. That say Game On, that knew the hockey thing. We never got them. I'm going to tell you something, Larry Podwell. You may think you're working over at She's still. You're in a bush, which you ought to be back there, because that's a good place for you with Tenaglia and all the real bush leaguers, which we aren't much better. But I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to play fast and loose with our goddamn shirts. Where's the merchandise, Podwell, you pudwhacker, you phony, you slimeball, you sleazebag, you pinstripe soup-wearing idiot? So anyway, Brent sends over, look at this. It says, hockey is life. I'm going to wear this to the game tonight. Hockey is life, and it's got 2 big hockey pucks, and underneath it says, the rest is just details. That's a beautiful thing. And also we got for tomorrow, here's a big tease for tomorrow. If Randy West isn't enough to get everybody real excited tonight, and I'm sure he's not. God, I hope not. I hope not. Or you're really desperate. Tomorrow we got 30 copies. In fact, we're all going to have a bunch of copies, Rick and Suds and Phil and yours truly. We're going to have 30 copies of the Sports Illustrated annual swimsuit issue, and we'll also have 10 posters of the cover. Look at that. Is she soaking wet or what? She ain't wearing too much, that blonde from the front cover. What is her name? What's her name, George?
Daniela.
Daniela.
See, Victor had his name over the thing. His hand over it.
Victor had his hand over her thing, okay, which is about as close as he'll ever get. Trust me. But anyway, we'll have 10 posters of Daniela from the cover, big blown up, so to speak, and 30 issues of the sport. Now, ordinarily, Victor brings in magazines. We couldn't give them away if we put a $100 bill in each one, if we put a $1,000 bill in each one. But these, I have a feeling tomorrow, will be feeling the mail very soon, and the post office, too. WIOD.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
I thought you guys were, poking fun at these French-Canadians and stuff, how they drive and all that.
Yeah.
Until I got stuck behind one yesterday. Man, this thing couldn't pick a lane. She was going to
She probably couldn't even pick a nose. Bitch.
Going 25 miles an hour. So then I speed up and I go to pass her, and she's flipping me off.
Smelly bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I call someone a douchebag?
Parlez-vous, go back where they came from. Go ahead, sir.
Ed, stop picking Bob's butt.
Okay.
Thanks.
WIOD, hello. WIOD.
Yes, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I've been calling you. I heard your interview with Donald S. Sherry. Tremendous.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to say, hopefully we can get down. My wife's phoned me a couple times from Medicine Hat.
Right.
I'd like to maybe get down and see you at the Boston game there on Friday.
I'll be there.
The other thing, how come you don't have any good announcers down here for hockey? These guys are brutal.
Now you're going to attack Jeff Rimmer?
Well, he's not too bad. But
he's not too bad. He's okay. He's pretty good, as a matter of fact. If we don't say he's pretty good, I'll get a phone call when I get home. He'll be crying on the phone. He's very emotional, a very sensitive guy. He'll be crying into his mustache. He does a nice job. He's unfortunately saddled with that big mouth Denise Potvin over there, which he can't help. But the guy on the radio is the worst I've ever heard in my life. I said the other day, I said the Panthers should make a trade. They should trade Chris Moore to the Bruins for Fred Cusick.
I wish they'd do something. Like you say, your competition, that QAM.
The worst.
They give you a 5-minute post-game show.
Yeah.
And the guy, they're brutal.
Because they know nothing about it. That's the problem. They don't know what they're talking about.
I guess maybe that's it. I don't know.
They're clueless.
They should get, I can't think now.
Joe Bowen. We're getting Joe Bowen and Harry Neal coming down.
With any luck.
With a lovely little pass.
That's right.
Have a great day, pal.
Thanks, man.
See you there.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there's our friends from Medicine Hat, eh? We got a lot of good Canucks down here. Those are the ones who speak it English and don't drive real slow. And they got the Ontario plates. They're okay. Some of them, a few. But, boy, those frogs, man, with those Quebec plates, those Quebecers, rhymes with WIOD. There was one of them. WIOD.
Yeah, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm driving along here looking at this Orlando newspaper.
Yes?
There's an article in here. Ex-altar boy says Orlando priest abused me. Can I read this to you real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Father... Arthur,
now, wait a minute. That's the one we had yesterday about the guy in Altamont Springs or something?
But did they give us...
Isn't that kind of what I said before, but a little bit more diplomatically than he said? The guy's name was Father Benedictum. He wanted to live up to his name, okay? He said just...
Some people don't understand subtlety.
He said, Father O'Toole, I... See, no matter how I want to put this, I can't say it. No matter how I put it, it just comes out like real bad. That's what he said. WIOD. Hello?
Right, I know!
WIOD.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is this Neil?
It is. Sounds like me.
How you doing?
Okay.
All right, did you buy your baseball tickets yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go out and buy dozens today, season tickets. $1 a piece. Get out of here. WIOD.
Yo, Ranger.
WIOD.
Wang wazoo any whacker peck.
WIOD.
Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
Great.
I've got a special request.
Okay.
Is that really Aaron Summers laughing over and over?
Yes, it is.
That is the funniest thing I have ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Can you do it?
Holy cow.
Neil, you are God.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Thanks, Neil.
Watch out for that train seal.
Love you.
See ya. Here's Johnny Dark in here. He's getting very nervous about that format change on the coast. Yeah, that's what they're going to be doing to you pretty soon, as a matter of fact. WIOD, hello.
Can I get on with Neil?
You're on right now, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize the voice.
Don't be sorry.
I just want to call all the guys in the yellow and green dormitory. They're all a bunch of Rush Limbaugh-loving, butt-banging...
Where's that?
At South Beach, no less.
Where is it?
In South Beach.
A dormitory of what?
Oh, my God. Like I said, a bunch of Rush Limbaugh-loving, butt-banging douchebags.
That says it all.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Thanks. WIOD. WIOD. That was Rush right there. WIOD.
Hi, is this Neil?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Neil. This is a friend in Margate. I heard on the radio a few days ago that you have a charter that goes to Las Vegas, and I was wondering how I can get a little more information
Well,
on
we're
that.
putting together a package. We did it last year, and we're going to do it again this year. It's going to leave on May 18th, a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Get there about 8, 9 o'clock Vegas time.
Right.
Spend Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, come back on Sunday.
And where do you stay?
And we stay, they're going to be a choice of 3, depending on how much you want to pay. Imperial Palace, Caesars, or the Rio Grand Suites.
Oh, I think I'm only familiar with Caesars there. The other two, are they new?
No, Imperial Palace is right across the street. We were there last year, and it was great. And the Rio Suites is just like behind Caesars, the next block down. And fantastic.
Oh, it is. Great.
But if you want to talk to Bob Lincoln about it, because he's leaving tomorrow, you can call him today.
Yeah, what's his number there?
947 Oh, you're in Broward, right?
I'm in Broward.
What's that toll-free number, George?
1-800-233-7264.
Say it again. 233
7264.
7264. 1-800.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, we're leaving on a Thursday night, May 18th. We're putting all the final touches on this. Bob and his daughter, like you heard before, she's going out there to stay, to work there. And he's going out there, allegedly, of course, to take her out there and help her get acclimated. But he's just looking for another good way to go out there and have a great time, which is what it's all about. And he'll set up all the final details. So in about 10 days, we're going to, put everything together, the final touches on it. We're keeping the promotions people out of this thing this year. We're keeping the sales manager out of this thing this year. We're keeping the program director out of this thing this year. Now, let me ask you, are they going to have a large cargo section? Because Jeff High is the sales guy in charge of it. So if he and his wife come along, we're really in deep doo-doo. WIOD.
Neil Rogers.
Yes, sir. Okay. How was it? WIOD. WIOD.
Jennifer Ram. God.
WIOD.
Hello, dog lady.
A little bit too close, It was close. It was right on the edge, but he didn't get his little bleep in there in the middle. In fact, I thought I heard Jennifer say...
Hey, asshole.
Yeah. Okay. Or maybe she actually said... She was astonished with those pictures, by the way.
It just keeps getting bigger. Ay, Luis Miguel, play it, baby.
Okay. I'm still waiting for the little red light. When you go to Amsterdam, it's always good to kind of walk around, get your feet wet, look for the little red light. Is that thing ever going to come back on again, or what?
No, go ahead. Live dangerously.
No, yeah, right. You live dangerously on your show, asshole. WIOD, hello.
Hello?
Yes?
Yes? Neil?
Yes?
Yeah, how are you?
Okay.
You gotta stop doing these screenless, man. They drive me crazy. You really...
I love it. This has been a great show today. It's been an ice kicker, man.
Yeah, but you really find out how many lunatics you got out there.
I love it. That's what it's all about. The more, the merrier.
Can I make a desperate attempt at a card?
Yes?
Ay, Rosa Lopez.
Beauty. See ya.
All right, Neil.
Bye-bye. WIOD. Hello. WIOD.
Hello, Nils.
WIOD.
Neil.
Yes.
Just got to tell you, Erin Summers just can make sex so boring.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was possible. She takes it and just she destroys it.
Okay. Listen, take a couple of no-dos, but watch out, because when you stand up, they might fall out.
The only radio station that doesn't suck. News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Problem hair? Talk to Mr. Red. Good afternoon at 2 o'clock. I'm Jennifer Ram, 610 WIOD News. Brought to you by U.S. Air. A Palm Beach County judge has ruled...